Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Now, off the bat, I'm hoping after multiple fails on my sourdough bread making with sourdough starter and Dutch oven and my clapped out gas oven, successfully make a loaf that's not a frisbee, or most of the time I flap like a headless chicken. All said and done, after learning as much as I can from the process and the steps, we should get a loaf I'm proud of and a bit of fun along the way. So, as always, Brian, stop waffling and let's make some sourdough bread. Here we go at Dangerous Brian's Kitchen HQ. Right, I'm trying to keep it, Brian, simple. Before I forget, as usual, so without saying whilst filming or voiceover, in each step I will attach an icon. How I feel it went. Thumbs up if I'm happy, curious, or thinking if I'm not sure. Or if I've actually fudged it up, well, you'll see. Now let's look at the recipe then. All is in UK grams. Now they say a recipe is only as good as a yeast starter, and a starter with decent flour, etc. Or whatever they say. Now I'm starting with Bruno, my yeast starter, which is about 4 months old. My level 11 was fed last night. 10 grams of starter, 25 grams of strong white flour, about 14 grams protein, 25 grams of wholemeal, which is about 15 grams of protein, and 50 grams of water. Placed in the fermentation fridge at 25 degrees, which is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So if I can proof and become ready to mix, as always, I'll not look at the clock, but just watch my starter. Right, it's going to be 500 grams of very strong white flour, which is about 14 grams, 340 grams of room temperature filtered water, and 10 grams of sea salt, finely crushed. Now, I'm aiming to gauge the next process, which will be the autolyse, which is only flour and water, mixed to a shaggy dough, and do the rest for an hour. In this hour, hoping by this time my starters will be at its peak and we're ready to crack on. Hope this makes sense. Right, I'm off to weigh the ingredients, and might as well at the same time keep the ingredients fermentation fridge to keep Bruno company. And as always, I will catch you all later. Well, lads and lasses, wasn't long before Dangerous Brian fudged it up all again. Yeah, I went shopping, and lo and behold, do you think I picked up white flour? Should have went to Specsavers. Oh. Well, guys and girls, every day I actually fudge something up. Once again, getting wholemeal instead of white flour. But never mind. Now, this is going to be the autolyse, which is just the water and flour. And mix it into a shaggy dough. There you go, lads and lasses. There's the shaggy dough as best I can, and this is going to be wrapped up and put in the fermentation fridge for an hour. Hopefully by that time the starter would be peaked and we'll carry on with the next one. Right, there you go. It is, that's 100 grams of starter. And got the salt in as well. So here we go. Oh god. Yeah. I think I might have to use my arm like. Well guys and girls, there we go. That is the Wholemeal, as we call it, with everything mixed in. And looking at the clock, now it's 14:30, off to an afternoon. Not that I'm going to look at the watch. And I think I'm going to leave this for 30 minutes and then do a set of 4 times stretch and folds. 30 minutes rest each time. I'll catch you all later. Hi guys, this is the final stretch and fold. I like to do a lamination. And also at the same time, I like to get a little chunk edge and flatten it out in this container best I can. Right, why is this important? Well, you can imagine the next stage is going to be bulk ferment. The idea, in so many hours, that dough should rise, possibly anywhere up to twice its size. But by using this and marking it, at the same time, yeah, it's just another visual thing, and hopefully this will rise, and then we'll go on to the next stage, which is going to be the pre-shape. So without faffing on, I'll catch you all later. I'll say it now to save a lot of waffling on the bake day. Today is probably the hardest part is gauging whether dough is ready to bake. In all, apart from annoying shopping for the right bread flour, I actually felt I produced the steps okay. Now, a quote from Ed, my brother from another mother over in the USA says, "You're like Thomas Edison." Quote from him, "I have not failed, not once. I've discovered 10,000 ways that won't work." All about the journey. Like home brewing, learning each stage till you get it right. But I hope bread making wouldn't last 41 years like my beer. You know you've got it bad with this sourdough malarkey when you wake up and have to check on the door. Oh. Anyhow, I'm chomping my gums again as usual. Now, Dutch oven in, gas on, and I'll catch you later in about an hour. But I've got my helper to do the heavy work and work on heat and slicing, so wish me luck.